Hello everyone, welcome to the channel today, and today I want to talk about something that I've been wanting to talk about for a while. Something that's always sort of been in the back of my mind, something that irks me, it bugs me, and it seems like no one else cares. It's just kind of one of those things that just happens and we go past our days, and it's totally not unnecessary to rant about. I don't care. But today I wanted to make the video on it, and that is movie posters. We've all seen them, you've seen them at the cinema, you've seen them online before big movies come out. I wanted to talk about this today because, man, are the posters that come out now fucking awful. I thought it'd be a fun thing to rant about today since I'm extremely passionate about movies. And yeah, that's basically it. So we're going to get straight into this. I'm going to take you through some posters, take you through some really bad posters, even some side comparisons. Then I'm going to put you through some good posters, and I'm going to explain to you why they're good. The first two posters I'm going to take us through are actually from No Way Home, the brand new Spider-Man movie, if anyone hasn't ever seen it. But I will be using the IMAX version that came out just recently, I believe, with all the three Spider-Men. But I would compare it to the first one, but it's going to get the same ranking because these both are just complete ass. They're awful. And I'm going to explain to you why, but also I'm also going to show you the good one after, and we're going to comparison. So what makes this poster so awful? One word, the floating heads.
One word, the floating heads. One word.
You fucking donkey!
A trope now where every poster looks one of three ways. It's really creative, and that's the off chance. They have floating heads, or it's a back shot. And there's so many movies that just look like this. And it's extremely annoying because we used to get some really good posters, but now we're sat here with this. And it's just awful. I hate it. I absolutely hate it. But why do we get posters like this? Is this like, why do we get these? Personally, I think it's only because of star power. Actors have become such a monopoly in the industry that basically anyone will flock to any movie if they have their favorite actor in it. It's just kind of how it works. It's not a bad thing, but they know this. The movie makers, they know this. So when the studios make a movie, they will keep that in mind and put all their main stars on the poster. This is something that happens all the time. But what results from that is we get really lazy posters like this. Because look at this. Half of these characters don't even look like they were like in the room for this shot. Literally, it's pain. I'm sorry. It's literally just stock footage. It's stock pictures of them that they mishmash together, and it looks like complete shit. I don't understand how hard it is to make a good Spider-Man poster, because as we're gonna see after, it never gets any better, except for one, and I will talk about that right now, because oh my god, this is such a huge improvement. This poster is 10 times better than everything. There's no floating heads. It is a back shot, but back shots work really well in certain instances. And this is really good. And the reason it's really good too, besides the fact that it's not a floating head shot, it's not uninspired, is because it tells a story. Looking at this poster, you get a sense of what the story is going to be like. So if you look in the background, you see all these signs, Public Enemy #1, Spider-Man, Public Enemy #1, he's got his mask off. It tells a story. It tells you in the movie that Spider-Man's going to go through his identity problem, and everyone knows he's Spider-Man now. This is an example of a good poster, because it tells you what the movie's going to be about very subtly, but it's really cool, and it's really nice, and very well photoshopped and put together. But the Faces one is nothing. It's just, hey guys, we have all these actors, you should come see our movie. When in actuality, it should be a creative touch on the poster, because this is Spider-Man. You should be making cool-looking posters for the same film. I don't understand why they get this so wrong. It's such a little detail, and it just bugs me. And not to mention this awful poster. What is going on? There's way too much going on in this poster for it to look good at all. Half the stuff that's supposed to be front and center is just... I'm sorry, look at it! It's so cluttered together. They took scenes from the film and just cut them into a really shitty looking poster and called it a day. Like, why? Why do it? It would have been so much easier just to post this poster as the main one instead of this pile of shit. What? You know, I'm honestly just gonna go over this one because this one just makes me so angry. The next one I want to talk about is another Marvel film, The Eternals. I know it's not everyone's favorite movie, I know that. And I'm not gonna shit completely on Marvel, I love Marvel, but they have some of the worst fucking posters in existence. But this isn't one of them. I think this was the cinematic version that was actually released. And this poster is actually really good. It's very stylized and it's very simple. This is what I like because they're not showing you like all the different actors. Of course, they have their names, but it isn't a bunch of floating heads. It's just their silhouettes, the ship in the background over the sunset. Very, very pretty poster. It doesn't tell a lot about the story, but visually is very nice to look at. And sometimes they'll do this with the floating head posters, but it's just floating heads. Like, there's only so much you can do for that to make it look interesting. But this looks great, and I love this one. So then, let's take away this really good poster, and let's go to the awful poster that I wish never existed, and I don't understand why it exists. And look at this piece of shit. Why? This is literally the exact same problem with the Spider-Man poster. It's literally only made so people will look at the actors and go, oh, I know him, let's go see the movie. And I guess for Eternals, for something like this, it could work because it's such an underrated movie. It's such a small film. But at the same time, really? Like, was this really necessary? Why not use the other one for everything? Because this is a reason I don't want to get this movie, is that the case looks like shit. Because every single one has this on it, and I don't want this. So that's why I'm waiting to find a good-looking copy. This just looks like ass. I know it's a little thing, but I just hate it. It's not creative. I guess, like, these lines, like, okay, like, you know what I call that? Clutter. It just looks like there's way too much going on. What's with this really weirdly shaped triangle with a bunch of circles with... Just what is happening? I understand that this is what's supposed to go on their chest and stuff, on their suit designs, but it doesn't look good. It doesn't look good on a poster at all. And it makes me very angry, and it needs to stop. Let's just go on to the next one, please. So I'm going to show you the bad one for this one first. Multiverse of Madness. Now, this one isn't as bad as some of the other ones. It's the floating head syndrome, but it's not completely awful. For the sheer reason it is a little bit stylized, you know. You can see some key things from the film. You can see, like, the shattered glass is a nice touch. And, like, I like the overall tone of it. It's still the same thing. It's still the same shit. But considering the other stuff Marvel has done, this is not bad. Certainly is not bad at all. My advice, you should take away all this bottom clutter, make it just strange with all these glass pieces, and have it, like, going over his face showing different versions of himself. That would have been the perfect poster for this movie, since it has to deal with the multiverse. I understand what they were doing here, but once again, it's clutter. Like, there's so much going on that you're looking at it and you're just like, wow, this is just too much. It's too much. And it's too much. I don't know what to say. It's just too much, and I don't like it. But let's go to the good one. And then here we have is the good one. Now, this is the version that I think was used on mostly everything, thank God. But this one's really good. Because I love the shattered glass and the red in the background, and this one also tells a story. You can tell that this has something to do with alternate versions of himself. With the red glow, you can tell something's, like, attacking him. There's a story to this. He's preparing for a fight. Like, this is interesting. This is visually very interesting because there's something going on. The other posters, nothing's going on. It's just a bunch of faces. But this is a good example of how to make a good one because all the little Easter eggs as well. Like, you can look at any of these glass shards, and it's a character from the film, but you really have to look at it. And that's a really cool thing that this trailer does well for me, is that you can see different things in the poster, in the glass. And it really sells the fact that this is a multiverse film, and therefore, this is a 10 times better poster than the other one for being a bunch of fucking flying heads. That's the end of my side-by-side comparisons. But I also want to talk about some other films that I feel... Well, no, I don't feel. They have this same problem. They're not specifically Marvel films. I wanted to diversify a little bit to show you that this isn't just Disney doing this. Everyone's doing this. And it's annoying and it needs to stop. Like I said, I feel like a broken record here. Stop making these fucking posters. They're ugly and I hate them. But let's talk about another film I love, by the way. I'm not slandering the film. I'm slandering the people who made these stupid posters. Dune. It's just more. It's just more of the same. This one didn't even have the courtesy of looking interesting in the background. Like, they have sand. Big whoop. Like, okay, cool. That's not very cool. Why not have, like, a sandworm jumping up? Why not have some ships in the background? Why not have anything? I understand this one's probably going for more a simplistic look, but it's just so boring. Like, look at this. It's so boring. You can't tell what the movie's going to be about by looking at it. You just go, oh, there's a bunch of people. Like always. It's so boring. Why not tell a story with it? Why not show, like, interesting parts from the film in a poster that would get people sucked in and wanting to see it just from that? Why show all the stars? I understand it's money, but come on. Like, you could get a little bit more interesting than a bunch of flying heads over a desert, guys. Especially for Dune. And then for the next one, I'm actually going to discuss the other Spider-Man movies, because you thought that one was bad? Oh my god, you have no idea. So here's the one for Homecoming. Sorry, I messed that up. This one is awful. Because it's the same thing as I've been saying, but not just that. Why is there two Spider people? Why is Spider-Man and Tom Holland separate? I understand that, but this is the problem. This is proof that literally they only care about recognizing the stars. You have Iron Man and Spider-Man here. Both of them. Why do you need Robert Downey Jr. and Tom Holland here? People already know who these two characters are and who they're played by. There's no need to put them on the side. People already know who plays these two. It's not necessary. And it's annoying. Oh my god. And it just looks awful. It's all like all over the place, misproportionate. It's kind of in the middle, but then there's more on the side. There's clutter on like the right side of this, like right upper half. What is this? Like, just what is this? And they don't even get the characters right. Like, I understand MJ here, that makes sense. But where's Liz? If they really wanted to highlight all the star power, they're missing key characters, so they can't even do that right. Like, my god. This is unbelievable. They put Shocker on the Homecoming poster, but they couldn't put Ned. Okay, that makes a lot of sense, guys. Like, Jesus Christ. This one is specifically awful, but if you think this one's bad, oh my god, we have to go to the Far From Home one. Do I even have to explain why this one's bad? Take a pick. What's happening? Nothing? That's right, we're not talking about it. This one is just not worth talking about. Just look at it. I could have made a better poster, and I am so subpar in Photoshop, and I know I could have made a better one than this. This is pathetic and sad. Whoever made this, you should be ashamed of yourself. And then we go right back to the shit of it. This poster is terrible. Oh my god. I have one thing to say. Why does it look like they're in Bohemian Rhapsody? Like, why does it look like they're in a music video? And why do they look like they're posing for a camera? This is the most awkward looking poster I've ever seen. Why are they looking right into my soul? I hate it. Why are they all so close together? They like, oh my god. Why couldn't they get this right? Like, it's not hard. Like, why does Gal Gadot look like she's staring into my soul? Why does Ezra Miller look like he's about to fucking hurt me? But this is just a boring poster. Like, it's just them. And if you don't even know who these people are, like, it's also not going to help. And they also do this font. And it's cute, but why? It doesn't make it's so unnecessary. And guess what? It clutters up the screen. I understand that you want to make this your tagline. And you tried to do something different with it, but it still looks like shit. Like, it still looks awful. I don't know what to say. And since we've went through some of the bad ones now, I actually want to highlight some of the good ones. Some of the ones that deserve praise. And you thought I was going to shit on Marvel the entire time? No. Because I have the perfect example of a great poster from Marvel that, believe it or not, is floating heads. And it is the Thor Ragnarok poster. I mean, look at this one. And I'm going to tell you why this one works. Style. This one has so much style to it that you can't help but think it's awesome. It goes for the very vibrant, different color poster, but it also has a little bit of style. They're posing for it, but they're like actually posing. They actually look like they're being photos being taken of them, and they don't look awkward. They look really cool, and you can also tell there is some stuff going on. Like here, you can see Thor's match against the Hulk, right here. You can see the Sakarian ship they leave on. You can see the Quinjet. You can see the Grand Master. You can see Asgard in the background. And this whole color palette it complements the film because that's what they're going for in the movie as well. So this one's really nice. I can say that there is some bad things about it. It is a little cluttered, but visually stunning. Like, this one is visually beautiful. And I love this one because it's not just boring flat colors. It's colorful. And that's what honestly makes another poster really good, is when it has a really good color palette to it. It's very interesting. And I think this is a perfect example of when they got the floating heads right, and this was actually good. And then we go on to a little film called Malignant. I bet no one has seen this movie, but I have. And I personally love this movie, and my god, the poster is so good. Perfect, simple poster. It recognizes that it's a horror movie, and you can tell that it's a horror movie. It tells a story. Why is she in the middle of the dark? Why is there, like, a knife pointing at her eye? What's happening? It leaves some intrigue, and I like this. It's very simple, it leaves intrigue, it tells a story a little bit. And it's very interesting. As much as I could do without all this writing here, that's okay. But considering that this is what we got and not a head poster, this one's pretty good. This one's simple, and I like it. And then I wanted to talk about a movie I actually watched recently in its poster that I thought was awesome, and that's Pearl. Now, Pearl, this is the poster, and now I love this one, and I was actually recommended by a friend to show this one, and I think he hits it right on the money, because it has all the things you want. It has style, this really cool artwork. You can see all the little stylized around her hair, even in the background with the black. It's not just straight black, it's kind of diluted. There's a little bit of, like, really, really dark gray, and it just looks very nice. And then you have the really stylized title. And then you can actually see a little bit of story here with her with the axe, and it kind of gives away, as well as the blood on her hands, that this is a horror movie. This is another great example of a good poster that tells what it is, but also leaves a lot to the imagination. And I really like this. It tells a story, and it leaves something else for the people who want to go watch it. And then the last one I wanted to talk about, and this is personally my favorite one, because this might be a little bit of a bias, because Nope's poster, I think, is perfect. For one reason, the mystery. When this poster came out, I remember when this poster came out, and everyone was saying, what is going on in this poster? Like, it's a cloud with ribbons coming out of it. What could this mean? And I'm not going to spoil it. If you haven't seen the movie, go watch Nope. But what's going on here? And if you've seen the film, you instantly know what's happening here, and it makes the poster so much better. Because not only is there a sense of mystery, it's very symmetrical, it looks very nice, and you have this really good dark color palette that looks great, and in the background you can see a little carnival. Tells a little bit of a story too, like what's in that cloud, what's happening here. And I love it. I personally think this is my favorite poster pretty much ever. This is a great poster, it leaves so much to the imagination, and I just love it. I love it. But there you go, that was my rant, I guess you could say, on posters. Just a quick one today. I wanted to talk about it very quickly. I know no one's really going to care. I thought it'd be a fun little video, and hopefully just gives a little bit of an eye-opener to people who are making movies. Make interesting posters, because that's what sells your movie, guys. If you have a bunch of floating heads, that's cool and all, but I would much rather something visually interesting more than anything. But thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed this little rant I had on movie posters. If you liked what you saw here, please subscribe down below and hit the like button if you want to see more. And I'm going to see you in the next video, so you have yourself a great day.